Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, please like, please subscribe. Make sure that you are following my reels on Instagram as well. I've been started doing some play design reels. I may even pop up a TikTok. I've been trying to figure out a way to use that medium in a manner that fits me. I'm not really going to be on there as goofy as I am and as crazy as I am, and as much as I love to sing and dance and all the other stuff. Probably not going to be on there making like really, crazy videos or anything like that. But the medium is good, and as somebody who believes in technology and believes in using everything that I have, I definitely wanted to find a way to put that into practice. So make sure that you're checking that out. It's a sad week. Death is all around us, and death continues to be all around us. And I think when death starts getting closer to you, you notice other death around. But how can you not notice the stuff that's going on right now? Oxford High School, my thoughts and prayers go out to all of the victims and their families, to the people who were terrorized. They're never going to be able to shake that. And for the rest of their lives, they'll have to live with that. See, these are the things that nobody talks about publicly. Is that even if you were not the person who was murdered or the person who was injured, you still have scars from this. And how some people deal with those scars are going to be different than how other people deal with those scars. It's something that could really negatively affect people in the future. I mean, if I was in a situation where there was a gunman who I knew personally who decided that they were going to go and shoot a place up, yeah, that would probably mess me up a little bit, to where it would be hard to trust people and hard to feel comfortable anywhere that I was. So my prayers go out to those people, as much as it goes out to the victims and the victims' families. My prayers go out to the family of Otis Anderson Jr. Well, to everybody, the family and the friends, except for his father. If you don't know that story, Otis Anderson Jr. was shot and killed by his own father. The details of the case are one that are just, it's strange. But Otis Anderson Jr. was a football player. And from what I understand about the story, and I'm not claiming to be an expert on it, but Otis felt as if his mother was in danger from an argument she was having with his father. He tried to intervene, and in some case, gunfire occurred from the father. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, because I like to reduce things down so it's easy to understand. Out in Michigan at Oxford High School, Tate Meyer, a football player, was trying to solve the issue, was trying to help and try to take down the mass murderer, and he paid for that with his life. We don't know the countless amount of lives that he saved in that act of bravery. But in both of those cases, one thing really stuck out to me, and my brain works differently. So I apologize if none of you thought of it this way. But man, it's different being a football player. You look at life different. There is something about combat on the field. And I know that people always try to bemoan when people in football compare the football game to going to war. But you have to understand that football was created, in a sense, to prepare young men to go off and join the military. Look at the way in which it's structured. Look at how people are sacrificed in football. Look at how people have to take orders and direction. It was designed to create an environment where a young man went from high school into the military and understood how to work within this group for this physical cost. So it's not lost on me that these young men who go through combat, especially running backs like Otis Anderson, guys who are used to being superhero-like, will always be the ones that are willing to go forward when everybody else is going that way. And this is not a diss at the people who are going that way, because, in my opinion, the smart move is to go that way, is to go backwards. I'm sorry for the people who are listening to this podcast as I point. The football guy tends to be the guy who goes towards the problem, not away from it. And unfortunately, the football player should be amongst the many who are going away from the problem. Because there's no reason to bury Otis Anderson Jr. in his early 20s. There's no reason to bury Tate Meyer before he ever gets an opportunity to see his 18th birthday. Why do we have to make this stuff so hard in this country? I don't care what other people are doing in other countries. So don't tell me, oh, it's worse here, it's worse there. I don't care. I care about this country. I care about these people. I care about what we do here. And here, we make it so much harder than it has to be. Why? We have to make it hard? Do we have to make it hard? Because it doesn't have to be hard. We have everything in this country that we need to live a harmonious life. And yet greed and jealousy and envy and anger, they always turn around and make things worse for us. Name a time where greed and jealousy and envy ended in anything good. Not desire, greed. Not desire. I desire for more, and because there's a desire, there's hunger there, I am going to work hard to make something happen. Not that, greed. I have it, but I want it all. I want more. I have it all. I could help others, but no, I want it all to myself. That's greed. Tell me a time where greed has ever manifested itself into something good. Tell me the time where jealousy has ever manifested itself into something good. Not admiration. Not, hey, I see you, I want to aspire to be like you. Jealousy, where, hey, I see you and I don't want you to have that. envy. I should have that, not you. We see this manifest itself all the time in our society. Greed, jealousy, and envy, they never end well for us. Never. Pride. Pride is always a tricky one. And this is where I come back to our brave football players. Because pride tells us that we can be that superhero. Like I said, when many people are running backwards, football players tend to run forward. They're used to violence. They want all the smoke. You're not going to scare the football player easy. Most of them come from backgrounds that say, hey, we're good with this violence. We're good with this anger, this hostility. We have to deal with it on a regular basis. That's how we play the game. But so many times when that's the case, you end up like Otis Anderson Jr. and you end up like Tate Meyer, where now we're having to celebrate them in the past tense because neither one of them no longer has their lives. To my football players out there, to all of you, I want you to understand this. We need you here to help our world be better. I'm not saying don't do the right thing. I'm saying let's use our heads to diffuse situations or try to diffuse situations without the thing we've been bred to do, which is violence. Because violence begets more violence. And usually the outcome is not good for the hero. Because this isn't a movie. And they don't make a happy ending in real life because the people love it. In real life, these things, they end so sad. In real life, these things end in tragedy. There are no winners. Everybody's a loser. There are no winners. Everybody's a loser. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me. Wherever you are joining me, rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated if you're joining me on the YouTube channel. You know what to do. Until next time, peace.